Hey everybody, I'm just going to get right into this as quickly as possible. As you can see, I am using a just standard ballpoint pen. This one is Bic. They come in the bags or boxes that are like $1 something or $2 something. Anyway, so I wanted to do a different materials this week. Typically, Claire Wendling looks like she works mostly in pencil for her sketches, although you can find some drawings in ink as well. So what I am doing right here is creating a more traditional gesture drawing using kind of the draw through technique. So I'm creating the rib cage and the pelvis, and the rib cage is typically egg-shaped, and for the purposes of study, the pelvis is a barbell shape. You can use boxes instead, but I prefer using a little bit more of, kind of natural shapes, and rounder shapes are more like bone shapes. So I am also using cylinders for the arms and a sort of a cylinder for the leg. It's usually tapering cylinders that will work the best for arms and legs. Right now, drawing very, very lightly with this ballpoint pen because pen is a bit more unforgiving than pencil. I don't have an eraser with me, and I have to live with my underdrawing once I start drawing over it. And that's kind of the point of changing the material to something more permanent like pen or maybe a brush and ink. You do have to live with your mistakes once you've put them down on paper. But the thing is it shouldn't be something that makes you scared. I guess ink and pen can be troublesome or worrisome to somebody who's afraid of, a drawing not looking perfect. But in reality, you get more perfect drawings if you just have a bunch of drawings that are done boldly, and you just live with your mistakes and you keep drawing over them. You just keep drawing basically on the same drawing. Before I continue ranting too much about boldness of using pen or being bold, I do want to mention that this is the point where I am going to go in and I'm going to darken the lines I want to keep to mimic her sort of final design, her final drawing. So I'm sort of hashing some of the shades, and I'm putting some of the lines in for the, the figure drawing, the anatomy, and so for ballpoint pens specifically, in order to make dark lines, you kind of have to keep drawing over it over and over again. It can be frustrating to get some of the results that you want. It's actually easier to get a lighter line and be lighter handed with a ballpoint pen than it is to be heavier handed, which is kind of a nice way to study, but it also gets a little frustrating when you try to bold up your lines. But they do make great shading tools, and they're relatively cheap, and you can sort of mimic pencil drawings with this particular tool, and it's great to study with, especially if you want to gain confidence. And even Claire Wendling's drawings are really fun to study with in this type of pen because it does have that sort of looseness. So I hope what I said was helpful. At the moment, I'm just going in and cleaning up everything and shading in everything, and so I will talk again once I get to the next pen drawing.